Hi everyone, and welcome to the full moon, our very first full moon for 2021. And I'm excited for this moon that we're going to be celebrating and also going through healing meditations today. But before we get started, just to let you know, guys, Metaphysical Anatomy, this big book of 679 medical ailments and also the psychosomatics of that, is finally on mobile phone app. I'm so excited. So you can go to metaphysicalapp.com to go grab your link to the book. This full moon is a bit of a sensitive one, especially for a lot of people that I've been talking to, feeling a bit vulnerable with this full moon, and rightfully so. Because this full moon, the theme that I've noticed here coming up is very much to do with a person's inability to receive criticism, to receive feedback. And this is quite an important topic actually, because when we look at feedback in life, whether it's instant feedback, whether it's feedback that we receive over time, perhaps not even in verbal sense, feedback also in the sense of seeing projects maybe failing, maybe seeing things not working out the way that we wanted them to, that is feedback as well. And often it's harder to digest verbal feedback, because when someone perhaps gives you positive criticism or they give you negative feedback, it feels very vulnerable. It's not a great place to be in. And I'm sure that you can relate to that. And the reason for that is that what we do, what we say, what we express in our communication, even if it's something that we make with our hands, whether it's a project that we are in charge of and we're driving that project, everything that we do in that, how we show up within that, what we say within that, our values and our beliefs, everything is coming from our set of values and beliefs, from who we are as a person. Ultimately, what you do when you take action like that is subconsciously we are also exposing who we really truly are deep within ourselves. And we share that with the public. We share that with people. We allow people to receive that, right? And we not just share it with them in the sense of showing them. It might actually be something that you do share with people, such as, maybe charity work. It can be in the form of anything. Perhaps a very compassionate feedback of saying someone, I'm here for you if you need help. In whatever way it is that you show up in life. Your expression, verbally and physically, is a mirror of who you are. And so, of course, if these actions are perhaps under attack, or it's criticized, or there's negative feedback there, it's not just about receiving or feeling or thinking, oh, that was wrong, I should not have done that, I should not have done that. It's feeling that your sense of self is wrong. It feels like your identity is wrong. It feels like who you are and what you did is not good enough. Your values and your beliefs are flawed. Guys, it's not. It's absolutely not. Because ultimately, it's like what this full moon is trying to show us is that it is okay to make a mistake. It is okay to not always get everything perfect. It's okay to make a mistake. It's okay if someone maybe gives negative feedback. In most cases, you have to remember that when people give us feedback, when they give criticism, they see things from a completely different perspective than what we see it. And sometimes feedback is needed to help us to open up our horizon, to open up our perspective of how we take information in, how we see things, and to broaden that so that we can actually take that information, that new way of seeing something, and improve, perhaps not just even ourselves, but our way of thinking, communicating, and our projects as well. Especially with my work, I actually invite positive criticism. For me, it's not a problem when someone gives me feedback. When I can see that someone genuinely gives me feedback with the intention to help me, that I find, is incredibly empowering for me because someone is actually trying to help. I don't get stuck on the feedback because I can hear this person's trying to help. And so the approach that the person then takes completely changes the dynamic. Now the ball is in my court. Am I going to be angry and upset because someone's trying to help me? No. Welcome that support. Welcome that type of feedback. Of course, if someone criticizes you just for the sake of attacking you, well, you have every right to stand up and say something about that, right? I don't appreciate the way that you gave me that feedback because it made me feel X, Y, Z. You have every right to correct a situation like that. You don't have to be passive and just take it, right? So it's really about discernment. How you feel this person's approaching you or the circumstances, in whichever way the feedback's coming. Is it with the intent to hurt you or is it with the intention to support you? That makes a really, really big difference. And so this full moon, you might find, is going to be pushing you to maybe step, oh, that's funny that it's actually now, the sun on me, I actually want to say, it's going to push you into the spotlight, right? It's going to maybe push you into places and areas where you were like, oh my God, I don't know if I can do this. And when we are in the spotlight, we are open to criticism. We are open to feedback. So it's very important that you do exercise that discernment, that you do exercise that clarity within yourself to observe how someone is giving you feedback, how they're giving you criticism. And it's important that that criticism is not internalized where you start criticizing yourself, meaning that becomes now your inner dialogue as well. Because sometimes when we feel hurt about something, we process that pain, we process that wound continuously within ourselves. And that wound then becomes a part of our identity. Because we see it as something that is wrong, something that is flawed within us. But no, it's not. There's just room for improvement. And that is the main message that I have for you today. And in order for you to really improve yourself with this full moon, is to allow yourself to be able to receive that criticism and feedback. But first, what's important that we perhaps should do together is to look at the old wounds within you from the past, where you did feel criticized, where you did feel attacked. Because these old wounds are now being triggered within these new circumstances. And because of the old wound, you might find it really hard to hear the feedback from a positive perspective because it's waking up old painful memories. And these old painful memories and how they made you feel is now being projected into a fresh new situation, which now is sabotaging your ability and your capacity to learn from this new experience. So, when you are ready, let's start our healing meditation. I invite you with me here to take a nice deep breath. I invite you now to hear, feel, see, or sense yourself in a beautiful empty place and space. And as you are in that place and space, I invite you to allow yourself to just let go. Let go of any perceived mistakes that you might have made today, any criticisms, any negative feedback, and this can also be self-criticism. I would like you to pretend that you're taking yourself back to that beautiful, innocent place and state where what you do and what you think and what you feel is still connected to that divine sense of innocence. It's almost like taking yourself back to a place, what you would have been like if there was no criticism, if there was no negative feedback. And you might just catch glimpses of that. You might just get perhaps a quick sensation of that. That's okay. Gosh, you might even have to pretend that you can feel it, and that is okay too. And now I also invite you, along with having that sensation, I invite you to bring the part of you now in front of you that does feel criticized. And as you observe that part of you, you might feel within yourself perhaps old negative emotions coming back. If you do, become aware of the negative emotions that you feel. And most importantly of all, become aware of where in your body do you feel that. Where's the home for it? Where is the stress for that? And as you're becoming aware of that, I invite you now to allow a beautiful light, beam of light to flow from your head down, 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 down your body. And giving that light also a beautiful fluorescent bright color. And knowing and understanding that that beautiful light represents your consciousness, your healing ability, and your capacity to release and heal whatever it is that you want in the physical form. Allowing that beautiful beam of light just to flow through the area in your body that feels that old stress, that old wounds from the past. And just allowing it to resolve and dissolve all that old stress, just flushing it out of the body, just draining out of you, just melting, just going down, 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 into the earth. I would like you to stay connected with me, allowing it just to continue to drain out of your body, just down, 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 down. Surrendering to all these old stressors, feeling their insignificance in your life right now, and their irrelevance. Allowing it just to drop down, 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 down into the earth, just draining out of you. And allowing the subconscious mind and the conscious mind now to also call your power back from the moments and times when you surrendered to criticism. Calling your power back from the moments and times when you allowed people to cause you to doubt yourself. Calling your power back from the moments and times when you lost trust within yourself. Reclaiming your birthright to allow yourself to express yourself. Reclaiming your self-expression. Reclaiming your birthright to be supported in ways through feedback that can only allow you to grow and expand. Taking a nice deep breath. We're going to activate now the alpha brainwave state as well, and we'll be breathing in the mouth, out the nose. Nice deep breaths. We'll be doing it 10 times. And the last breath we will hold as long as you can. And let's start now. Breathe in the mouth, out the nose, in the mouth, out the nose, in the mouth, out the nose, in the mouth, out the nose. I invite you now to breathe on your own, and I'll talk you through it. In the mouth, out the nose, in the mouth, out the nose. Pick up the pace. In the mouth, out the nose, in the mouth, out the nose, in the mouth, out the nose, in the mouth, and hold. Nice deep breath and hold. Hold it as long as you can. Allowing yourself to drop into that dizziness. Allowing your body and your mind to reset itself, your central nervous system resetting itself. Aligning itself with these beautiful changes that you're making right now. Realizing now that you are worthy of expressing yourself. I am open to feedback with discernment. What I express and do in my life is enough, and it's good enough. And just being with that for a few more seconds, just being within yourself. Allowing yourself to be with that sense of stillness. Allowing yourself to align to all these beautiful changes. Knowing that you are exactly where you need to be in your life. Allowing your feet to grow roots back down, 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 down into the earth, grounding you. Allowing you to feel balanced, coherent, back into the physical body. And you can also wiggle your fingers and your toes and give yourself a nice stretch. following my voice back into the room. When you're ready, you can open your eyes and look at the world from the eyes of someone who now sees feedback very differently. Welcome back. Thank you for joining me. And until next time, be the light that you are.
Hi guys, thank you for joining me, and remember to grab your copy of Metaphysical Anatomy on Amazon, 679 medical ailments. And I also wrote about the psychosomatic root causes of that, and I'm spoiling you because I even added key points for you to start looking at important questions that you can ask yourself to start improving your quality of life. And also remember to catch me on Instagram, Evette Rose, 1 with the digit 1, and Metaphysical Anatomy on our Facebook fan page. Bye guys!